जस्ट यसरी पर्सनली चिन्नु न जबसम्म आउँदैनन् तपाईँको नाम
त्यसमा चाहिँ म सेकेन्ड बस्छु तर हाम्रो 9वटा अरू स्वास्थ्य केन्द्रहरू छ त्यहाँ पनि गयो
अब यो झन्डै कति दिन How do you feel? Was it productive? Not productive. And a fair woman pride. Productive छैन भनेदेखि productive मलाई फिल नभएको म आफैले that's enough is enough. Students are coming to learn something.
भन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ थुप्रो 1 घण्टा ट्राभल गरेर आएको अनि चाहिँ भन्दा मेरो हिजोको क्लास चाहिँ
राम्रो छ our class will be entering the subject directly. Tapos company introduce Harus satu mencuri, namun kita start. Alkali मतलब बिना माइक को पनि बोल्ने बानी भयो अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड मेरो परिचय त हामी राम प्रताप पंजियार basically I reached the master in hospital administration long time back in 1983 from All India Institute of Medical Science New Delhi, and then again I got an opportunity to do some further course. That was postgraduate diploma in hospital management in primary health care. That was in University of Leeds, institute named Nepal Institute for Health Services Studies, which was established in 1778. Okay? Very Purana. So basically, this was my qualification. And since then, I have worked in Nepal and in different parts of the world as well. In Nepal, of course, the teaching hospital was a concerned organization where I was the founder member. But it was just a Maryland. From then, I was in that hospital. So I got an opportunity to establish a hospital, build the hospitals in Nepal, while very few people had the knowledge of constructing the hospitals, establishing the hospitals. That time we had the contractors also from Japan, designer also from Japan, and of course the founder was government of Japan. So we constructed the teaching hospital. Initially it was 300 bed hospitals, and subsequently few hundred beds were added. If you look at the teaching hospital with the viewpoint of hospital planning, which you will be studying during the course of during your course, you will find lot of fallacies. But it was not that we didn't know the subject. It was because of some other reason why the hospital was not designed in a proper way. Those days, if you go to most of you must have gone to the teaching hospital. You have seen the OPD complex, all first only one floor, ground floor only. That time we discussed with the government of Japan and Japanese team to build the hospital at least 3 stories. They did not agree because they said in your country you will not have the flow supply of electricity. And if you go for 3 floor, the lift will not operate. And of course, those days, the condition of the electricity was like that. So it's not that we didn't know, we knew it. After certain years, in the Kathmandu, getting the land will be very difficult. Therefore, we should go for higher up, vertical. But unfortunately, the government of Japan and their technical teams did not agree to construct the hospital more than 1 floor per OPD. So in first phase, we had the OPD. That's why it seems like that. But since, like the people you go nowadays, and after reading your textbook, you might say, "First, we land like we knew it, but the donor was not able because of the poor condition of electricity in this country." Okay, so this was my first assignment. Thereafter, the democracy was restored in the government to establish the PP Kora Institute of Health Science. So I was the first general manager that time, or after that, registrar that place, and worked there to establish that hospital in conjunction with government of India. So I had an opportunity to establish that. In private sector, most of the
Thank you so much.
in private sectors, most of the hospitals, in one way or another, had my advice or my client, like Medicity, of course, Norway, Medicare, home hospitals, and so on and so forth. So I was involved in most of the organizations in the country. So this is really not itself about me. Further, now today, we don't want to waste the time because the time is very important for you. So what we have done, today I am not going exactly in your course of studies. But what I am trying to discuss here, which is even more important than the course of studies. You can see the heading. Healthcare management and emerging profession. But all of you have come here with the intention to become healthcare managers. And healthcare management itself is a new profession for this country. And even in another country, this is come as one of the emerging professions. So the healthcare management was basically started in early 30s, 1930s in United States. And initially, the course was designed in such a way so that the process of hospital, the skills of the people working there, so human relation skill and the process of hospital management was considered the basic thing in a hospital or healthcare management. Subsequently, the practicing managers and the academician or academic program or the university, they sat together and they found a lot of else. This is not enough to make the hospital manager. Or the managers who got that training, after training, once they went to their field, they found themselves not adequately equipped with knowledge, skill, and ability to manage the newer organizations. So this was till 60s. The main emphasis was on basically on human skills and process management. Thereafter, the academicians and the professors started giving the emphasis on research and theoretical models till 70s and 80s, but that also was not adequate enough to equip the students or the managers to run the organizations properly. And lastly, it came like a business skill. The principle of management, particularly with a financial management, operational management, and various parts of the management. And thereafter, it came that there was a consensus among the academicians and the practitioner manager that these type of things should be kept in the curriculum and taught and discussed so that the manager can operate in a real situation. So now we can talk. The other day also you were talking about the management. Management can be defined as a getting things done through people. So very simple. To get the things through people. Don't do yourself. If you are doing the job on your own, that's not the management. So basically to become the manager, you have to see that you get the things done through the people. Number one. So this is the general way. However, this is not all about the hospital management. We are talking of a general management. Right? Other people considers it's not only getting things done through people, but it is a process of reaching organizational goals and objectives with people, through people. So basically the difference between first definition and second definition is just, it is a process now. Through people, with people, to achieve the organizational goals and objectives. So it is not done just for getting things done through people for something else. Getting things done through people, with people, to reach the organizational objectives. Some people say, no, it's just a coordinating of human and non-human resources towards the accomplishment of organizational goal. This is a Mr. Duncan. In 89, he has described the management like this. So basically the management, once we talk about the general management, it is just like that. Now, since our subject is something different, healthcare management, we have not come here to study the management. Simple. So we have done the management. Simple, I am giving you the orientation. What is management? If there is any problem in understanding or in explaining, you can ask me. You will stop and ask me the questions. There is nothing, no problem. You can always ask me. If it is clear to you, now I am coming to health service administration. This is health service administration. This is the definition, not given by me. This is the definition given by Commission on Education for Health Service Administration, United States. So basically, the Commission on Education for Health Service Administration, जिन कोर्स हमने पढ़ी आया हो, जिन कोर्स पर हमने पूरा करते हो, त्यसै को बारे में this commission was established in United States, and they have defined and accepted all over the world that this is called the hospital or health service administration. So they have defined the health service administration or management. There should not be any confusion between the administration or management. For our purpose, it is the same, interchangeable. However, there can be differences. We can discuss on another issue. But here, for our purpose, the administration and management is used interchangeably. That's why I have kept here in a bracket. Health service administration or management is nothing but planning, organizing, directing, controlling, and coordinating the resources and procedures. It's not only the resources. There is a difference now with the general management. It also coordinating the procedures which are carried out within the hospitals, within the health setups, and by which needs and demands for health and medical care and healthful environment are fulfilled by the provision of a specific service to individual clients, organizations, and communities. It looks very simple. However, there are plenty of things to understand. Do you understand the needs and demands? Tell me frankly, if you don't understand, I will explain it. Do you understand needs and demands? Anybody can say what is needs? Need maybe requirements. And demand?
Demand means needs according to the demand.
No. There is a lot of difference between needs and demands. Needs, of course, may be your requirement, but it cannot be demand unless you are willingness to pay and capable of paying that. If you are willing also to pay for that needs, and if you are capable of paying that, then only it can convert, your needs can be converted into demands. Therefore, that's why I said it looks easy, but it's not easy. So needs and demands. You might have needs, but those needs cannot be considered as a demands unless you have willingness to pay. You might have money, but you are not willing to spend it. Then it cannot be demand. Even if you have the money, you are willingness to pay, but you don't have the money, but you are willing to pay. It cannot be demand unless you have capability. Therefore, there is a difference for this. Now it talks about needs and demands for medical care and health care. Lot of difference between medical care and health care. Medical care, all of you are the health person. Tell me, what is medical care and what is health care? What is the difference between these two? I'm talking about this definition. Medical care normally concentrates on curative parts of the service, the restorative part of the services, whereas the healthcare constitutes the preventive and promotional aspects. Therefore, this definition also talks about these things. And not only that, thereafter it also talks about the healthful environment. The environment should also be created in such a way so that it should be easy for having proper health. And then, since the health service or medical service is designed and provided not in bulk, on individual basis, isn't it? If you go to a hospital, the same service cannot be given to everyone. It has to be customized for individual or particular organization and for particular community. So basically these are the definition given by Commission on Education of Health Service Administration. Is there any problem till up to this? No? Everybody is clear? Once this definition is clear, now I am talking about little bit of hospital law that does not come under my subject at the moment. However, the hospital I have been telling you since last 2 days, the hospital which you have understood, the hospital which I understand, has got little bit differences. The primary hospital, मैले सोध्यो सबैजना अब चिकित्सक हुनुहुन्छ, डेन्टल सर्जन हुनुहुन्छ, फार्मासिस्ट हुनुहुन्छ, everyone knows about the hospital. So basically, what is the definition of hospital? Tell me anyone, whatever you feel like. Hospital can be defined as a medical and social organization which provides the complete health care or medical care for both curative and promotive, and whose outpatient departments reaches in the community, it's in its home environment, and it also acts as the center for training and biomedical research. This is the definition accepted by everyone because it was given by WHO. Now, there are functions already in that definition. The four, it acts as the research, training, and treatment of the patients. Now, the hospital which the management and the hospital which we are talking today. So the hospital which you will be dealing with not for treatment purpose, but for managing purpose. So how to manage those hospitals? What would be the conditions? So basically, the hospital, the economically, socially, technologically, the advancement of hospital and its environment has gone dramatic change during last few decades. If you have studied the evolution of hospital, the hospital used to be a place for dying the people initially. Thereafter, it started a place where the people used to get the shelter and also some sort of treatment. Thereafter, it became a place just like a hotel where the patient was brought, kept, and some sort of medicines were also given. Or if you go long back, then these days, the present days, have you any of you been to spa? Present day spa? बजारमा स्पाहरू छ नि पहिला हस्पिटलको रूप सेम the present day spa has got a similar feature which was initially. Now we are talking of a hospital which has become entirely different. Entirely different in the sense it has become completely changed in terms of complexity, in terms of environment, in terms of effects of technology. So the hospitals which you will be managing, the hospitals where you will be working is not the spa, it's not the almhouse, it's not the old form of hospitals, or not even you will be taught in a couple of days by some of our colleagues where the types of hospital, these things or that things, those are basically to understand the types of hospital definitions, but those are just to have the knowledge of hospital. But basically, once you go as a manager, then after a lot of differences, so what I am trying to convey you, the hospital have dramatically changed. The economic condition, social condition, technical condition, technological environment of hospitals have undergone dramatic changes, where concurrently and partly the hospital environment and the hospital has evolved as one of the most complex organizations on the earth. On the earth, I'm not talking of one market or one country. The hospital has become one of the most complex organizations on the earth. And at the same time, hospital has also a place which is considered to be cross-purpose. Cross-purpose भनेको hospital आफैमा उद्देश्यमा पनि बाँधिएको छ. In hospitals, there are two groups of people. One, the administrator like you or the manager like you would be there. Another, the main important people like doctors, they will be there. The role are entirely different. You will be responsible for the health of hospital, finance of hospital, hospital conditions. So your interest would be saving the hospital from unnecessary expenses. Whereas the doctors, they have entirely different objective. They have to just treat the patients. Even if the present day while you go to the hospital, sometimes you might have heard from the doctors, I don't know anything. Your patient like your चाहिन्छ बचाउनु पर्यो मलाई मतलब यो कसको कुरा नगर्नुस् भन्छ. Whereas you cannot talk in that way. So basically there is a conflict of interest between the two groups in a hospital. The hospital who manage, they have the different objectives, and doctors who are supposed to treat the patients, the organization for which it was created, they have the different. And oftenly and mostly, these two lines of authority clashes. And once this clash is there, and you have to manage, and this is known as the dilemma of hospital as an organization. बुझ्नुभयो? दुईटा लाइन अफ थट, त्यसैले हस्पिटल इज कन्सिडर्ड एज ए क्रस पर्पस, है? त्यो एउटै उद्देश्य होइन, तपाईको आफ्नो उद्देश्य छ, ट्रिट गर्ने मान्छेको अर्कै उद्देश्य छ, एन्ड यो दुईटै मोस्टली क्लास गर्छ। र जतिखेर क्लास गर्छ त्यतिखेर म्यानेज गर्न धेरै गाह्रो हुन्छ। Therefore, it is considered to be one of the complex organization. अर्को कुरो के हो भनेदेखि हस्पिटलमा there are two distinct groups. One is doctors and another group is nurses. They are governed by certain professional ethics. Even if you don't want to do this because of their professional ethics, they cannot go beyond that. They have to do that. And there, what happens? The hierarchical organization, hierarchical organization where the doctors or the nurses work, they are totally different. Doctors or matrons used to thought initially they are the drivers. उनीहरूले जे गरे पनि हुन्छ, नर्सिङको काम त्यस्तो हो। सिमिलरली डक्टर्सको के हुन्छ, जब व्हाइट कोट लगाउँछ त्यसपछि दे थिंक दे आर द गॉड इन द व्हाइट एप्रोच, whereas this is not the fact. It is entirely different. Therefore, this is also known as the paradox of the hospital as an organization. And because of profession, there is a lot of restriction. Doctors especially feel lot of obedience just to senior doctors. Round they don't want to listen anything from juniors. Whatever they say, after that they say it is good or not good, just change it, no conversation. So a strict obedience from their juniors. Matrons, similarly, they do not listen properly to their subordinate nurses. They say, no, just keep carry on. However, the situation is completely changed. And both these groups have different chain of commands. Nurses have dual chain of command. One from director to matron to different level of staff. So whatever the instruction is passed, they have to do it. Whereas they also get the certain instructions from doctors. And sometimes the instructions received from the doctors and the instructions received from the administration through matron is conflicting. And nurses feel what to do, what not to do. यदि तपाईहरुमध्ये कोही नर्स हुनुहुन्छ भने यस्तो फिल गर्नु भयो होला वा गर्नु भएछ भनेदेखि सोच्नु होला यस्तो है. So what to do? And you as a manager have again the third role. So there is the multiple chain of command, line of authorities, which you will not find in any organization on the earth. This is the only organization where you will find. Otherwise, once the chief executive says something, It is past, it is away. Here it is not the case. Therefore, the situation which arises, and you as a manager have to manage this type of situation. So you can think how difficult work would be in the future. So just I was trying to give little bit hint of hospital, because today's subject is not hospital. Once I have done this, thereafter what I have said, healthcare management and emerging role or emerging profession. So till being a first person to have this degree, so only in 80s, then Nepal got the trained hospital administrator. That too only one. And there were hundreds of hospitals or several institutions, one was not enough. So it was very difficult. So basically the hospital was managed by doctors, which was not their prime job. So basically the doctors, they used to do their own job. And because of the seniority, one of them had the additional responsibility of managing the hospital. So त्यतिखेरको तपाईले विचार गर्नुहुन्छ जोसुकै डाक्टर चिकित्सक भए पनि उहाँले आफ्नो पेशा छोड्ने होइन. They used to do their own job. However, in addition to their basic medical job, they also used to run the hospital. So there was nothing called the hospital administration separately. Now we are talking of hospital because people like us who are trained in hospital management are supposed to be taking their career or future in healthcare management. So you will be working in healthcare management. All the doctors who are taking these subjects, they will be working in healthcare management. So after that, now we got a full-fledged profession in Nepal also. Lot many batches have been produced by National Open College and few batches maybe from other colleges also. So the people are now available full-time to develop their career in healthcare management. Once you come in healthcare management, then what will be the problem? What will be the issues? The issues remain the same all over the world. And most important issues in healthcare management as a manager would be now, okay. Before issues, let me talk about the HSO manager, health service manager. So once after having the training education for 2 years and obtaining the degree, master in healthcare management or postgraduate diploma in hospital management, what you will be? You will be like this. HSO managers are those appointed to the position of authority who enable others to do their work effectively and who have the responsibility for resource utilization and who are accountable for work results. So after 2 years, having you all fulfilled the requirement of your course, this is what we intend to see you. So you will be appointed हामी कहाँ लेख्ने भन्छौँ भने हेल्थकेयर मैनेजर चाहे जो चीफ भएपछि बेसिकली जनरल भाषामा भन्नु म प्रमुख भएँ म कन्ट्रोल गर्न सक्छु हैन. Look at the definition. Healthcare managers are appointed at the position of authority. No one can be a manager unless he or she has got the authority. Authority must go with responsibility to management. But still I am talking a little bit about it. So you will be managers only if you get the authority. So you are appointed at the position where authority lies. And those activities is not just for your personal benefit. Just not for sure. Many people say कि एउटा ठुलो पदमा भएपछि म डाइरेक्टर भएँ. No. What for director? You are appointed at a position of authority to enable others who work within your organization. It is your prime job to use your authority to help them so that they can work effectively. Number one. Number two, who have also responsibility of resource utilization. Resource utilization means it could be human resource, it could be financial resource, it could be material resource. भनेपछि कुनै पनि काम गर्नलाई डिफरेन्ट कुरा त चाहिन्छ नि. पैसा चाहिन्छ, सामान चाहिन्छ, मान्छे चाहिन्छ. भनेपछि त्यो भनेको यो हो. So you have the authority to use the resource, but at the same time अहिले के भन्छ भनेदेखि चिफ एग्जिक्युटिभहरुले म डाइरेक्टर भएँ, म मेडिकल सुपरिन्टेन्डेन्ट भएँ, I have got the authority, but they never talk of this result, response. So you will be also accountable for your work result. Then only you can be health service organization manager. HSO means health service organization. So this is the accountable for work result. So after 2 years, I wish all of you to become this manager, for which we will be struggling, discussing, talking, helping each other, writing notes, writing term papers, writing research, whatever, to only become this. Okay. So till, if it is clear to you, now I come to today's त्यो भइसकेपछि once you become that manager, health service manager, you are appointed to the position of authority. You have the responsibility to enable others to work their job effectively. You have also responsibility to use the resource utilization, and you are also accountable for work result. So you become the manager. Now, identification of most important issues. Our manager भइसकेपछि त्यो भइसकेपछि अब तपाईले फेस गर्ने कुरा के हो त? Even if you have the degree, you have the knowledge. But now that there is the test, what sort of knowledge, skill, and ability you acquired during your course? If those knowledge, skill, and ability is sufficient enough to deal with these issues, then it's very nice. Then you can do your job successfully. If not, then you have to again acquire skill, knowledge, and ability through other means. Those can be through small conferences, through books, through experiencing other colleagues. So the first issue all over the world is the cost and finance. Now, as I suppose, most of you or all of you who are here, this is the first day for subject in trade. How many of you know the cost of care? Financial resources, reimbursement for services, and scarcity of resources. These are the burning issues all over the world. Even in the United States, resources are scarce. Nowhere the resources are the rising cost of care everywhere. You see, in the United States, 8 to 10% of their GDP goes for cost of care. भनेपछि यो rising cost has created lot of stress on the head of healthcare managers. So if you have the cost of care, financial resources, from where you get the financial resources to meet the various requirements of doctors. नयाँ टेक्नोलोजी आउन साथै नयाँ चिकित्सकहरूले के भन्न थाल्छन् भनेदेखि सिटी त थियो अब एमआरआई त्यो पनि किन्नु पर्यो भनेपछि you need the additional funds. So from where do you get that financial resources? And since the rising cost has made very difficult the life of people to reimburse, आफ्नै पकेटबाट भन्नुस् न गएर आज different type of populations are there. If you ask, many of them having say myocardial infarction, heart disease, kidney disease, and all sort of expensive things. If they go and they are asked to pay from pocket, how many of us can pay? I'm talking of the society, not in this classroom. Don't think personally. So very few population would have sufficient money to pay for the service, and therefore not here only. It is all over the world, even in the United States. They are unable to pay for the service. Therefore, the third party reimbursement is the insurance. So the insurance go through. So third party is there. It means you have to get the insurance. In the United States, many people do not get sufficient or adequate treatment in absence of having proper insurance. Because insurance is also you have to buy it. Our insurance buy गरिसकेपछि, so third party is there to pay on your behalf, isn't it? तपाईँले insurance लिनु भनेकै your risk is transferred from you to that third party to pay on your behalf. Now they also talk with the hospital. Why are you rising the cost every day? Get the cost low. So this is the tussle between the provider of service and user of service and third party who paid for their behalf. So you have to manage that complexity. So scarcity. And to manage these things, what you need to have is written SAA, skill, knowledge and ability. From where you do get that skill, knowledge and ability? You get the knowledge of hospital finance and hospital accounting system. Do any of you have got the knowledge of this presently? I don't think. Therefore, this subject is very relevant for you to study the knowledge of hospital finance and hospital accounting system. If any of our colleagues comes and teach you or help you or try to ask you to learn these things, you should be very honest to learn those things. Otherwise, you will face a lot of problems even having the degree. So this is the basic things which you must have. Okay? Now the second thing, this is everywhere. Whether the hospital in Nepal, just we are poor, that's why in our place the cost of care, financial, these things are problem. No. It is everywhere. Universal truth. On the earth, go to any country, they are facing the problem of this. Another is leadership characteristics. Another issues is a leadership characteristic. Under the leadership characteristics, again the human resource management, organizational skill, strategic planning, coping with changing role. How many of you know it? Tell me honestly. If you know human resource management, do you know what is human resource management? What it does? Manus?
कसरी चाहिँ कुनै पनि संस्थामा होइन कामलाई चाहिँ म्यानेज ह्युमन रिसोर्स कसरी म्यानेज गर्ने भन्ने एक्लै मात्रै नगर्ने अरूलाई पनि काम.
So basically, human resource management is a science, is a subject which deals with the recruitment, hiring of the people, training of the people, paying of the people, and retirement of the people. All sort of things are related with human resource management. I am sure none of you have got sufficient knowledge on this. Of course, the superficial hospital ma staff huncha नियुक्ति गर्ने तर त्यो नियुक्ति गरिसकेपछि what are the things which you have to look at? So basically you have to acquire the knowledge on human resource management. Somebody will come in your class to teach you human resource management, and you must acquire those knowledge. Thereafter only you can manage your hospitals. Once you go to the hospitals, you see, every hospital na, सर्वेको हस्पिटलमा जाने कतिजना मान्छे हुन्छ एक आइले नो नर्मली 1 बेड 3 बेड हैन भनेपछि सर्वेको हस्पिटलमा जानु हो भनेदेखि मिनिमम 300 मान्छे काम गर्छ. अब 300 मान्छेलाई यो घरमा त 2 जना 4 जना त होइन, 300 people of different backgrounds, from sweepers to consultant, neurosurgeons, cardiac surgeons, they are very different. You cannot behave same way with the sweeper and with the neurosurgeon, or with a cardiac, or for that matter with a sister. These days, when the sisters have become more scarce, because the worldwide shortage of nurses are there. Most of the nurses are fleeing from Nepal to Nepal world. So that is another thing which you have to look into. Therefore, you must acquire the sufficient knowledge on human resource management. It is everywhere because you go to a larger hospital. I used to work in a UK, the St. James University Hospital, which was the largest teaching hospital of United Kingdom. There I was working as an outpatient service manager. And of course, there are plenty of workers. You have to hire them, advertise them, hire them, write the job description, write this thing and that thing, and remuneration and all sort of things. So basically, you have to do this. Organization skill. Once those people are within the organization, you have to make the organization structure. Organization structure बुझ्नुहुन्छ देख्नु भयो होला नि यहाँ कोठामा झुन्ड्याइरहेको चिफको कोठामा चिफ एक्जिक्युटिभ त्यसपछि फलानु त्यो that is not just for showcase. That means who can twist the whose tools tells बुझ्नु हैन अर्गनाइजेसनमा कसले कसलाई चाहिँ अट्याउन सक्छ कसले कसले कन्ट्रोल गर्न सक्छ त्यो हो है. So you must understand that has to be organization skill. Similarly, strategic planning, how your hospital will be developing, what type of service will be added, then what type of people will be required. So you have to forecast the future. Okay? Similarly, coping with the changing role. The role of not individual hospital, role of healthcare organization. पहिला hospital को role त्यही 4 र फंक्शनको definition मा छ. Thereafter 2018 मा primary healthcare आयो, concept of primary healthcare, and they said no, the role of hospital has also in improving or strengthening the primary healthcare, because primary healthcare become the main source, mainstream to provide the health services to the community. अब हस्पिटल के गर्ने छ मेन स्ट्रिम त्यो भएपछि त हस्पिटलको पनि केही रोल त होला नि. सो हस्पिटल हैज ए डिफरेंट रोल इन स्ट्रेंथनिङ द प्राइमरी हेल्थ केयर भनेपछि द चेन्जिङ रोल अफ योर अर्गनाइजेसन. सो बेसिकली दिज आर द लिडरशिप क्यारेक्टरिस्टिक्स. प्लिज leadership characteristics. So you have to acquire the leadership knowledge, how you lead the people, how you motivate them, and these things can be acquired through leadership, management, and human relation in relation to healthcare. So human relation पनि कस्तो भनेदेखि त्यो general management को कुरा गरेर भएन, because it is specific towards the health. Hospital अरू organization में जानुहोस् 10 बजे आउँछ 5 बजे जान्छ, hospital में runs 24 hours 7 days 365 days, and then your staff suddenly says no, I cannot come in the night. What do you do? You have to have the alternate plan. You have to hire them, motivate them, lead them mentally, physically, so that they say, yes, we'll do that. I can give you a short example. While I was doing my master's in All India Institute of Medical Science, have you heard the name of Mrs. Indira Gandhi? Used to be the Prime Minister of India, was assassinated during my duties. And we worked for 72 hours with simple one piece of bread and one banana in a hospital. We could not move from the hospital. We worked for 72 hours with one piece of banana and one piece of simple poverty bread. That was all about, but we worked for 72 hours. So this is the difference. Therefore, you have to acquire this knowledge through this. त्यसैले कसैले त्यो general management को पूरा गरेगा यो पूरा आउने हैन. It has to be in relation with healthcare institution. Even in Nepal, I can tell you. Have you heard of the Dashrath Ramsala Stadium को घटना? जतिखेर this practitioner मान्छे मरे जानकारीमा. I was the chief of teaching hospital that day particularly. Though, of course, I was not the chief. I was the deputy chief, but my chief was in Singapore. So automatically I had to be there. And lot many casualties were brought in. We had to manage. So you see, these are the things. So you have to acquire this skill, then only you can successfully manage your job. होइन हुने सर्टिफिकेट त हुन्छ हैन तपाईले भन्न सक्नुहुन्छ यस डक्टर इक्वली नो क्वालिफिकेसन एन्ड सर्ट अफ थिंग्स बट टु बी ऑनेस्ट on your job this will help you if you acquire this knowledge, skill and ability. Okay, so this is the second thing. Third is this is everywhere, but I am telling you today I am talking the universal fact, which is required in the hospital or the manager of Britain, the manager of United States, and manager of India. Lilavati in Bombay, Medanta in Delhi, AIMS in Delhi, like that, or in Kashmir, in any of the hospitals, you require this. This is the third issues, very, very important. In the hospital, professional staff, one are medical doctors. We all know they are the most difficult human on the earth to manage. I am telling you, it's not my version, it's the literature, you can find out in there. Why I am telling you? Because their nature of training, there is nothing wrong in it. The nature of training, 5 years, 6 years, long years of training. They are trained to treat the illness. They are not trained to treat the organization. They are not trained to treat the wellness. They are trained to treat illness. Therefore, how to deal with the medical staff? You must learn प्रब्लम यहीँनिर हुन्छ। एडमिनिस्ट्रेटरलाई के लाग्छ भने म त अब म्यानेजर भएँ, ठुलो भएँ, डाक्टरलाई जे भने पनि भयो है, मसँग पावर छ। यु कान्ट डु द्याट। You have to acquire the skill, knowledge which helps you to deal with the professional staff. Professional staff is guided by their professional ethics. Certain time मा तपाईले जतिसुकै भने पनि उहाँहरुको जुन आफ्नो प्रोफेसनल एथिक्स छ त्यसबाट गाइड भएको हुन्छ. So you must have that knowledge also and respect their ethics while administering the organization. Therefore, the medical staff and then healthcare provider response. Only what is the response of healthcare provider as an organization? So these are the things you must be knowing properly. You must acquire the knowledge sufficient, and this can be acquired through patience. Doctor सँग कुरा गर्दाखेरि be patient. Develop listening skills. Sundinus. Because in emergency they have been working and surrounded by number of casualties, which in a director's room you don't see. There you are sitting in a AC room with secretary, PA. Just with one bed you get a cup of tea. Whereas the people, doctors who are working in an emergency, are surrounded by various casualties under various stress, and if they have some complaint, you have to respect their complaint, to have the patience and listen them. Okay? यही a problem छ. Listen नै नगर्ने. पद छ, आयो के कराको? जानुस्. भइहाल्छ, जानुस्. त्यो पठाइदिन्छु. भएन. You have to develop this. Then communication with the medical. How to communicate with the medical people? How to communicate with the colleagues? You have to develop this type of skills, ability, knowledge, which you can get through healthcare management course. अब कुन पेपरमा छ त्यो तपाईहरुले खोज्नु होला, त्यो टिचरलाई समात्नु होला, अनि त्यो टिचरसँग त्यो चाहिँ उक्लाउनु पर्यो है। म त्यो यही भन्दैछु है, त्यो म पढे मलाई भन्नु होला, यो स्किल सिकाउनुस्, अर्को पढ्यो अरूलाई भन्नु है। So these are the, basically you must have this skill, knowledge and ability to deal with this professional staff. Am I correct? Am I laudable? सुनिन्छ ल। अब I think some of you, if not all of you, know about the healthcare delivery concepts. So the fourth issue in healthcare management, universally, anywhere you go, in Britain, Japan, United States, Nepal, and India, you must have sufficient knowledge of healthcare delivery system. What are the healthcare delivery system within your country? PSC, district hospital, PSC center, district hospital, zonal hospitals, or Kshatriya hospital, and Sanghiya hospital, like that. So you must have the sufficient knowledge on healthcare delivery system. What are the ambulatory care system? कस्तो पेशेन्टलाई भर्ना नगर्ने डे केयर सर्जरीहरु भन्छ नि हैन। सो एम्बुलेटरी केयर सिस्टम, रीजनल हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम, वेलनेस एन्ड प्रिभेन्टिभ कन्सेप्ट. व्हाट आर द, मैले अघि भने डॉक्टर्स आर नॉट ट्रेन्ड फॉर वेलनेस, दे आर ट्रेन्ड फॉर ट्रीटिंग द इलनेस. नाउ द कन्सेप्ट इज चेन्ज्ड. वेलनेस, आजकल वेलनेस प्याकेजहरु आइराखेका छन् डिफरेन्ट ठाउँमा, प्रमोशनल प्याकेजहरु है। अब यसको कन्सेप्ट हुनु पर्यो, तपाईलाई थाहा हुनु पर्यो है। अर्को म्यानेज केयर अर्गनाइजेसन, त आजकल धेरै डीआरजीहरु यो युरोपहरुमा, किनभने यहाँ जुन हामीले पढाइराखेका छौं, इट्स नट वी आर टिचिङ यु or we will be teaching you just to make you the healthcare manager in Nepal. We are trying to teach you which are universal. You go anywhere, any part of the country, any part of the world, there this education should be able to help you to manage the organization as good as in Nepal or in Britain or in India. Okay? So these are the subjects for which you should have sufficient knowledge. So please try to understand. During 2 years of time, you must understand this concept. From where you will get this? Concept, types, problem solving, and practical management. So sometimes some of you, or most of you, or all of you will be posted in hospital also for your practical. त्यतिखेर तपाईहरुले हस्पिटलमा नगएर घरैमा बसेर त्यो वेबसाइटमा हेरेर लेखेर ल्याउन त सक्नुहुन्छ. Some people भन्नु कसैले मार्क्स पनि दिएला मबाट त गाह्रो छ हैन तर कसैले दिएला हैन. But basically unless you go there in a hospital you will not be able to understand. I can tell you I studied 3 years masters and that too was residency program where I was supposed to be working 36 hours continuously for twice a week. हप्तामा 2 दिन मैले 36 आवर्स काम गर्नु पर्थ्यो. आज 8 बजे बिहान गएपछि भोलि बिहान 8 बजे 5 बजे मेरो ड्युटी सक्यो. त्यसपछि इमर्जेन्सी ड्युटी भोलि बिहान 8 बजे सक्यो. 8 बजेपछि नर्मल ड्युटी अनि त्यसपछि 5 बजे मात्रै अफ हुने. So these are the way. So I have lived, slept in a hospital for more than 1,000 days, 1,000 nights. त्यो पनि यस्तो हस्पिटलमा जहाँ सुत्ने कुरा सोच्दै नसोच्नु. All India Institute has got the emergency को जुन attendance छ thousands plus. People come with lot of त्यतिखेर नेपालमा गोली हानेको त्यो स्ट्याबिङ केसहरू रेयर सुनिन्थ्यो. कहिले काहीँ त्यो कुकुरले कहिले काहीँ काटेको सुनिन्थ्यो. त्यहाँ त डेली 4-5 सुट गरेको केस है 8-10 स्ट्याब गरेको केस त्यसपछि अब एक्सिडेन्टल केस हैन योहरू आउने हो. So you won't get the time to sleep. You won't get sometimes time to eat. We are eating on the table and phone is ringing or some patients' relatives are coming. We have to deal with them. And one thing in All India Institute is best thing. Doctors cannot admit any patient in a hospital. It is the hospital management students who admit the patient. Doctors simply advise the admission. The patients are brought to the emergency. Doctors examine the patients and they feel that this patient should be admitted. So they write on the case sheet, advised admission. Thereafter, with that case sheet is brought to control room, which is manned by the hospital management. And then if we see, yes, this patient should be admitted, so we have to give the permission. Therefore, you cannot sleep. Therefore, what I am trying to convey you, so whenever you get an opportunity for practical exposure in a hospital, you must go honestly to learn and acquire the skills and knowledge which will help you in future after obtaining the certificates. Okay? This also I told you, concept, types, problem solving and practical management.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Can
please.
you give brief insight on that last one, sir, managed care organization?
Managed care organization is there are various organizations in the world that is called a DRG. त्यो उनीहरूले आफैले त्यो अर्गनाइज गर्छ अनि त्यो सिस्टमहरु पेमेन्टको सिस्टमहरु जुन छ नि त्यो उनीहरूले त्यो थ्रु चाहिँ दिस इज अ टाइप अफ insurance है. So basically these are the concepts which you must acquire. अर्को तपाईको accessibility. The fifth most important issues in healthcare management is the accessibility. Accessibility to care, indigent patient, Indigent patient, did you understand what is called? That's all. No. Poor and needy. Indigent means poor and needy. Long-term care. So you will face during your managerial job how accessible is your service. The service cannot be accessible for many reasons. Sometimes because of the money, sometimes because of the terrain. पहाडमा छ यहाँ आउनुपर्ने आउन सक्दैन. Sometimes because of lack of education. उसलाई डर लाग्छ यस्तो ठुलो घरमा जाऊ कि नजाऊ हैन. So these are the things you must learn this. Indigent patients, the poor and needy, very poor, needy, but don't have money. How to treat them? You have to develop some system whereby they should also get the fair share of treatment. So that is the another you have to understand. And of course the long-term care, tuberculosis, cancers, and so on and so forth. So what type of management is required for them? What type of facilities are required for them? So you have, as a manager, as a healthcare management specialist, you should have sufficient knowledge on this. Again, this can be acquired through demographic knowledge. What is the demographic structure of the country? Then ability to develop mission statement for your hospital and other healthcare institutions. Right? What to do? You want to listen or just want to listen? Yes. Okay. So this is the skill, knowledge, and ability you must develop through this. Okay. Another is very few now. Ethics. That I was talking sometimes earlier. Medical ethics. They have certain ethics. Nursing, professional ethics. So you must have sufficient knowledge of medical ethics, professional ethics. As a manager, because you will be dealing with different professionals within your organizations, and they are governed, they are abided by their professional ethics. Medicine को के ethics सब मतलब वो लिए को सब nursing को तब आपको nightingale को तब ले tapping करे सा tapping ceremony. So they are governed by their ethics. You must have the knowledge of these things. That can also ability to lead board, medical ethics, paramedical, and nursing staff. अब यहाँ मैं तो झंड धेरै बोलने बन रहा नहीं हो यो ability to lead the board because the healthcare manager normally will be the chief executive who can be appointed only through board of governors or board of directors. Now just so you are responsible for them, and then you must know the board of governors. There will be not only a single person, there will be a group of people. How to lead them, how to manage them. Though you are not having the authority to lead them, but indirectly you will be able to help them to lead the meeting. Therefore, you should have sufficient knowledge of committee. Various committees सुन्नु भयो होला नि केही भयो भने यस्तो कमिटी गठन गर्दै अनि त्यो कमिटीले गर्ने त त्यो कमिटी हुन्छ बोर्ड अफ गभर्नर्स त्यसमा तपाई जाने हो एज ए मेम्बर सेक्रेटरी वा मेम्बर हैन because you are responsible for them. So at least they are not trained administrator, but you are trained. So you will be able to guide them, help them. त्यसैले कमिटी को बारे में ज्ञान दिनु। अब कमिटी को बारे में भन्नु भन्दाखेरि फेरि लामो छ, but still I will talk two things. One is advantage, another is disadvantage. Committee is good because two heads are better than one head. Therefore, the committee is formed, isn't it? And therefore, take it positively. So once you go to the committee, you help them because they are having 2-3 heads in charge of the committee. So at the same time, it is very difficult. The committee has got very drawbacks, limitations. एक sentence में इसको drawback बना. The thought of loneliness is replaced by togetherness or nothingness. Did you understand? The thought of loneliness is replaced by togetherness or nothingness. This is how the committee operates. भनेको तपाईले कुनै कुरा डिले गर्न मन लाग्यो कुनै कुरा गर्न मन लागेन कमिटी गठन गरिदिनु होला है भोलि गएर म्यानेजर भएको ओके सो दिस आर द वे है सो दिस इज द 6 आई एम टॉकिंग दिस अगेन यू कैन गेट सो दिस इज स्किल अनदर अब त्यसमा मैले बोल्न पाएको भए टाइम्स किन दोज आई वुड हैव लभ टु स्पीक अन आवर्स टुगेदर क्वालिटी एंड रिस्क मैनेजमेंट अब थोड़ी सा सुनेर जानुस् है क्वालिटी एंड रिस्क मैनेजमेंट because you will be manager chief executive running the organization so you should be very careful about maintenance of standard. There are various standard institutions, Joint Commission on Accreditation of Hospitals, NAB India में सब ISO सुनने वाला ISO certification, है ना? So they have created certain standards. So you have to keep those things in your mind, whether your institutions are meeting those international standards or not. Similarly, then under the medical audit and CQI, that is a continuous improvement, continuous quality improvement. Medical audit is nothing but just a tool which helps to study the quality of care given to the people in retrospect. भनेपछि त्यो एउटा कमिटी गठन गर्छ मेडिकल रेकर्ड ल्याउँछ अनि मेडिकल रेकर्ड राखेर लास्टमा कसरी दियो whether the patient was brought to the emergency at what time, whether the sufficient investigation was carried out on time or not, after that the provisional diagnosis was made or not. If the provisional diagnosis was made, does it correspond with other investigational reports? After that, you arrive at the final diagnosis, and then you see whether the provisional diagnosis differs with the final diagnosis. This way, you can see, and that is also known as the medical audit. Similarly, the government environment, there could be the rules and regulations of the government that you have to abide by this. Right? So you should have the sufficient knowledge of all these things. That is not only here. I am talking. This is the universal. You go to any part of the world, you require to have the knowledge of these things. This is a effective training on quality assurance and utilization management. Of course, again during your class, during 2 years of time, we'll be meeting time and again, where we will be coaching you, will be giving you feedback, training to acquire these qualifications, so that once you go back, your organization will have sufficient knowledge to understand what is quality and risk management. Okay, and last only two, technology. This is another chapter where we can discuss hours and hours. You see the technology, types of technology. Yes, sir. All colleagues are requested to kindly look into this, the types of technologies available within the country. Types of technologies, there are various technologies called halfway technology, add-on technologies, supporting technology. जस्तो भन्नु पहिला एक्सरे गर्छु एक्सरे गरेर कसैको पेटमा स्टोन छ त एक्सरे गरिन्छु अल्ट्रासाउन्ड नहुँदैसम्म के गर्छु डाक्टर एक्सरे गर्छु आईभीपी गर्छु यसको प्रोसिजरहरु थियो अब अल्ट्रासाउन्ड आयो सो एड द टेक्नोलोजी अब केही कुरा त्यसपछि सिटी आयो अब सिटी पछि के हो भनेदेखि सिटीले पनि सर्टेन कुरा गर्छ and thereafter you think no it is not enough, let us have the MRI. So these are the technologies. So you must have sufficient knowledge of various medical technologies which are available within the country in your organization. Similarly, the effects of technology. Does the bringing various technology increase the cost? Sometimes insurance patient छ आउँछ जरुरी छ छैन मलाई भिडियो एक्सरे गर्नुस् है वा आफैले भन्ने यो सिटी पनि गरिदिनुस् आवश्यक छ छैन दिजा गर्ने गर्छिन्. So you must have sufficient knowledge of effects of technology. Similarly, the forces affecting development and diffusion of technology. There are various factors like if your staff or the doctors or other categories of staff are very highly qualified. Medical education, that also affects the development of technology. Somebody goes for further training in developed part of the world, thereby they acquire some training or some knowledge on newer equipment, and once they come back after the training, they ask you, why don't you give me this technology so that I can do this job. So this sort of things you have to sufficient knowledge. Again, these things can be acquired, their skill, knowledge and ability through proper understanding and recognition of cost benefit analysis of various technologies. So cost benefit analysis गर्नु पर्यो कि यो टेक्नोलोजी लिएपछि यति कस्ट लाग्छ यसबाट पनि अनुपात र बेनिफिट आउँछ कि आउँदैन हैन अन्यथा सिटी किन्ने एमआरआई किन्ने होइन. So you have to have the knowledge of cost benefit analysis and various technology which are used in the hospitals. So these are the things you must acquire the knowledge once you go back from here. And the last one, marketing. This is the day. These are जो नबोल्ने को पिछो पनि बिग्दैन भन्छ नि के भन्छ त्यस्तै हैन त्यो उ पनि बिग्दैन त्यही हो मार्केटिङ कल्चर. You must have the total knowledge and concept of market, where your organization exists, how the market is operating, what are the things which affects your market, who are the competitors, what are the services available in the market, what you do. So basically, those things you will get through the tool of marketing audit. Marketing audit, how the external environment is effective to your organization. You get all sort of information through marketing audit, and then once you have all those things, obviously you will have the maintaining the competitive edge over your competitors. So other hospitals, if you have sufficient knowledge on this, you will have competitive edge. You will be in a better situation. You will be in a better position than your competitor who are managing or who is available in that market. So basically, these are the concepts. Once this, again, you can acquire this knowledge through a strategic thinking and sense of vision. You you have to develop these things through your thinking while you are in the night. Meditation, once you get the addiction of this profession, thereafter only you can get these things. So basically, these are the basic things which I had planned to discuss with you, share with you. Of course, it would have been much better if I would have bit more time. But anyway, this is the thing which we wanted to discuss. Hopefully, we have done it. Still, I am available if you want anything to ask. No matter of time for me, you can ask. So I close my way of speaking. Now, request all of you, if you have any questions, you can ask. I will be happy to reply यति हो मैले आज भन्न खोजेको। मैले कोर्स पढाएको छैन है, कसैले अन्यथा नलिनु होला। तपाईहरुको कोर्समा पहिलो च्याप्टर भनेको आउटपेसेन्ट सर्भिस डिपार्टमेन्ट हो। तपाईहरुले पनि पढ्नु भयो होला, म पनि पढेर ल्याएको छु हैन। I am prepared to teach that also, but basically I thought before I enter into the subject, I must share with all of you what is hospital management. What are the issues involved in it? After 2 years, what type of managers you would be? तपाईले के गर्नु पर्ला? अब यो विषयहरु त धेरै जनाले पढाउने हो, मैले मात्रै होइन। तर अब तपाईले यसको बेसिसमा को कहाँ कोसँग सोध्नु पर्ने हो, त्यता सोध्नुस्, बुझ्नुस्, try to acquire this skill, knowledge and ability so that once you go along with your certificate with these 3 things, that helps you to run, manage your hospital in a better way, in successfully. त्यही हो मैले भन्ने। मेरो तर्फबाट सक्या। अब तपाईहरुले के भन्नु छ, सोध्नु छ भने भन्नुस्। ओके? Is it clear to all of you? कि क्लियर भएन? भयो क्लियर भयो? I've done my job. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Kauta. Yes, सोध्नुहुन्छ के?
Excuse me, sir.
सोध्ने मन yes, Kauta.
Excuse me, sir. I have one question. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. Online बाट बोलिरहेको छु। Hello. मेरो स्वरै गइरहेको छ। हेलो। ओके। हेलो। Trying to speak to him. Hello, Sangam sir. Hello. Hello.
I know that.